up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
Good morning. Yes, that's right. This is David Cogan with Eliances. Thank you, Money Radio. What an amazing morning we have today, because we have heroes in the studio, those that are creating jobs, starting and expanding companies, and mentoring others. Today's lineup of heroes we have is one of the highest ranking female executives with a national bank in Arizona and top local female executive for one of the largest employers in Phoenix, Noreen Bishop with Chase Bank. We also have an owner of a CPA firm that operates in 22 states, Larry Moffett. And we'll also be talking with a military hero and U.S. Senator, a real icon of American and Arizona politics. That's right, Senator John McCain. And we'll be ending it with a hero known as the Human Link with an Inc. 500 company in Arizona, Brian Crum with Caliber Company. And our first hero, Noreen Bishop. Good morning, Noreen.
Good morning, David.
I'm so excited that you're here today. You're with Chase Bank, and the website address is chase.com/for-business. Now, how did you get involved in the banking industry?
I got involved in the banking many years ago, and actually I'd say it was somewhat by accident. I originally had wanted to get into labor relations and mediation and arbitration, and as I was meeting with different companies, I really got an appreciation for the strength of a very large corporation. And when I had met with Chase Bank at the time in New York and interviewed there, from the very beginning, I realized that this was definitely going to be a company that I wanted to work for, just driven by relationships, extremely strong company, and really have built a career off of that over the last 28 years.
And extremely successful. What was one of the first things as far as at Chase Bank that you noticed that separated it perhaps from all the other banks that are out there?
You know, I'd say two things. You know, one is clearly just the strength of the company, the groundedness in the strength of its financial capital, the strength of the core businesses, but also the values of a customer and the relationships that we build. And at the heart of everything that we do, and specifically even with my team in business banking, it's centered around the client and the customer. And, you know, in doing that, we build very long-term relationships with them and put them at the center of what we want to do to help build long-lasting relationships.
And you guys are one of the largest employers in Phoenix, Arizona. That is a huge accomplishment. Do you see things continuing to expand for Chase?
I do. You know, we're very proud of being one of the largest employers. We have over 9,500 employees here in Arizona. And we do want to continue to see that grow here. It's a wonderful city here in Phoenix. We have grown the number of employees that we've had over the years. So, yes, we want to continue to be one of the top employers for Arizona.
Now, I know that entrepreneurship is very important to your bank. In fact, you guys were a sponsor of Startup Week both last year and this year. Also, Eliances sponsored both years, too. What's your view on startups, and how specifically does your bank help startups and small businesses?
Yeah, we're proud to be the title sponsor for Startup Week for the second year in the row, David. And you know, I tell you, this year for Phoenix Startup Week, we had twice the number of attendees that came to the events. 5 days, 120 different programs that went on, and really, what makes this an incredible program is that it is led by the entrepreneur community for the entrepreneur community. And Chase is proud to be a part of that because, you know, when startups are the job creators of the future, right? So, you know, in helping startups, helping to support the ecosystem of startups, helping them grow, they become the job creators for our community, helping to thrive in the economy. So being a part of that from the very beginning and helping to support Startup Week is really important to Chase, right? We live and work in the community, and to help really support these entrepreneurs is incredibly fulfilling.
And for those of you just tuning in, we have Noreen Bishop. She is the Region Executive Senior Vice President for Chase Business Banking. In fact, she is the highest-ranking female executive with a national bank in Arizona and top local female executive for the largest employers in Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to Eliances Heroes on Money Radio, AM 1510 and FM 99.3. Are you a hero in business? Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. Now, Noreen, with such a successful career that you've had, what was the first job that you had? First job?
Actually, the first job that I had was working for my father's business. So I actually come from a family of business owners, and I'm one of 3 children, and all 3 of us worked for my father when we got out of college. And I tell you, that was one of the hardest jobs, but the most important and learning job that I had for my whole career, actually. My dad was an incredible business owner, had his own consulting business, and I really learned the value of not only hard work, but building a pipeline and what it takes to build a pipeline. So, again, just an incredibly fulfilling first 12 months. I call it a boot camp, really.
And would you say that he was your mentor?
Absolutely. You know, 2 things that my father certainly taught me. One was that I could really do anything that I set my mind to, whether it was sports or career, but also just the importance of hard work and commitment, the hard work and commitment that you put into anything you do, whether it's a task or a job, your community, all of that really was part of it.
And if there was 1 or 2 single nuggets of advice that you can give to those that are listening now to be so successful and for them to climb the corporate ladder or expand their business and to be as successful as you, what would be 1 or 2 of those key things that would help?
So I would say 2 things. The first would be to know that certainly the ladder of my career was in no way vertical. It was jagged along the way, meaning that I took a lot of different opportunities to expand my growth, my development within Chase. So in being with Chase for 28 years, it really provided me with that opportunity to learn different aspects of the business and to take those chances to learn and grow. So certainly throughout my career, I've taken moves horizontally to learn new skills, whether it was running our telephone bank or to build out our training and development and field marketing. So just know that, you know, sometimes the way to continue to grow and advance, it may be taking a step sideways to grow your skills and learn something new and contribute in that way. And then the second that I would say is resiliency. You know, along the way, you will have failures. Certainly I did, and you got to learn from them and grow and continue to move forward. And I think that's the important thing, that, you know, you will make mistakes, but to grow and learn along the way, and you'll persevere.
And again, for those of you tuning in, I have Noreen Bishop with Chase.com /for business. And again, that's Chase.com /FOR business to be able to reach Noreen. We'll also too go ahead and have our the postings too on Eliances website. That's ELIANCES.com. And make sure you Twitter. You can Twitter Chase at Chase4BIZ. Again, that Twitter is at Chase4BIZ. Now, Noreen, who is your hero? Who is your hero?
I have to say my mother is my hero as much as my father was my mentor. My mother is an incredibly successful business owner. She is still working today and is as passionate about what she does. She is a housing consultant as she is about her expertise in what she does. And I admire her work ethic and commitment every single day.
Well, she certainly raised an incredible child. And with that, thank you so much for being here this morning. And when we return, we're going to have this owner, a hero, who is the owner of a CPA firm that operates in 22 states. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David.